folks. This is Camille, who, your performing arts renaissance woman, and I'm here to say, all right, I love me some bluegrass, can I just tell you? So clearly, someone who is a musician and a budding musician and a budding rhythmist and all that, I studied at the New York City Fame High School, Music and Art and Performing Arts. I had quite the exposure to different kinds of music, even before the Fame High School. I just listened to different kinds of music. My mom listened to the reggae versions of Christmas songs. We listened to Light FM and smooth jazz, like all these different types of music just played on our radio at home. And I think as a musician, as a rhythmist, I have a composer and an arranger. I have quite the appreciation for different kinds of music. This includes bluegrass, country, and folk. Yes, I like country music too, okay? Ha! All right, so some country music I don't quite prefer, but I do have an appreciation for a really good musicality and musicianship and beautiful vocals and harmonies and just the compositions, like all that stuff. In the Fame High School, I was trained in music theory and West music history in the Western civilization, classical music, jazz, all different kinds of music, right? Chamber music, opera, all gospel, all these different types of music. So anyway, I have developed quite the heart for bluegrass music. And this is not much of a huge challenge, but I kind of want to stick it to some people. This all came from, let's see, just people just have made fun of me. It's mostly my students. They make fun of me with my eclectic choice of music. One time, one of my students got into my car and I was driving them home after a rehearsal, and I said, would you like to listen to some music? And she said, yes. I had like a 5 CD disc changer in my car. And she said, yes, I would love to listen to some music. And I'm like, well, what would you like to listen to? And she said, I don't know, surprise me. Give me something new that I haven't listened to. I was like, ooh, you asked for it. Bleep. And then, of course, I put on bluegrass. Now, she was stopped in her tracks and was like, what is this? And I was like, come on, just listen to it. Just listen to the musicality. Listen to those beautiful vocals and the melodies, and listen to that fiddle, and listen to the bass, and listen to all of that composition, the arrangement of all of it. No, not, okay, I'm going to change it to something else then. So, whatever. I don't care. I love me some bluegrass, and I actually love playing percussion to bluegrass. Nice, easy, as you can tell that this is a slow like a low key, taking a walk kind of feel that goes with the bluegrass flavor. Because bluegrass is mainly strings. It's not percussion at all. So if you're going to play percussion to it, you got to be low key. You have to kind of fit into those rhythms. You can't quite stand out as much. So let's see. So what this led to was I got exposed to some bluegrass bands and had the opportunity to be able to play really low key because you can't offend the hardcore bluegrass fans. So got to play on stage with some cool, kind of like creating the ambiance, also just fitting right into the pocket of things without standing out too much, but just kind of adding some element, like the percussive element that people wouldn't really imagine could work for bluegrass. So I got the opportunity to do that a few times with some cool bluegrass bands. But also, I now get to, now granted, I got introduced to this particular festival through my work with with kids areas, with kid zones at Gathering of the Vibes festivals and music and arts and camping festival. It's long since stopped happening, but I got introduced to this particular festival called Delfest. Now, Del McCory, who's like, gosh, I don't know, one of the, I don't know, he's just like a big wig in the bluegrass scene. He has a festival, and he's had a festival, him and his Del McCory band. But this is his festival. And they have this festival once a year in Cumberland, Maryland. It is beautiful. It's right alongside the Potomac River. And it's just gorgeous. There's mountains, and there's a river, and then there's just the Allegheny Fairgrounds. It's absolutely gorgeous. And not to mention, you get exposed to the most exquisite kinds of music, mostly bluegrass, but there's some fusion of bluegrass and funk and bluegrass. I mean, there's just and then there's even jazz, and there's even just funk, but nothing but the best comes to this festival. And so I have had the opportunity and the privilege to be able to go to this festival once a year. I think this is going on my ninth or my 10th year teaching at the Kids Zone. I teach there, and I also I teach workshops there. I do choreography there. I perform with the kids. I host the talent show. I recruit the kids, and we do choreography. We do, acting workshops. We do a parade where me and the kids who I recruit, we do a choreography workshop, and then we create the actual combination that's going to be done in the parade on Sundays. I mean, it's just chock full of good things at that festival. And then there's just the amazing music that's on stage that you get to really, like, if you are just, I mean, clearly when you hear a little bit about my history, yes, it makes sense that I'm going to have I'm going to have an appreciation for this kind of music. But you want to talk about just some just candy for the ears if you can appreciate different kinds of really good music and composition and arrangements. The vocals are incredible. Del McCory and his band's beautiful musicianship, beautiful compositions and arrangements. The musicianship, the vocals are exquisite. And then you add to that their stage presence, which is so astute, but also fun and laid back, but still very professional and astute. Like, I mean, suits and always dressed to the T. This is something I really, really appreciate. Like, your presentation, physically, visually, and audio is so, so important for a full amazing stage experience, okay? And also, I mean, like, the audience experience. The audience doesn't necessarily know it, but I know it because I've been in the background scenes, the scenes of, creating a show, and what does it look like and what should it look like. But my eclectic appreciation for music, taste of music, choices of music has led me to places like Delfest Festival. It's amazing. But also it helps me to reach an even wider audience. And it's brought me before beautiful places and beautiful people and other lovers of music. It's brought me to some great opportunities. And yeah, so for those of you who want to make fun of my love of bluegrass, he, okay? I have a scripture for that even. And this is Romans 8:28. And Romans 8:28 says, and I think a lot of people have heard this verse in one way or another in clips and blips, but this is the whole one, and it is, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them that are called according to his purpose. So it all worked together for my good. So there. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me these videos and really just getting a look into my life and allowing me to share what I do. I don't think I've said this before, but hit the subscribe button if any of this you find entertaining or educating or empowering in some form or fashion or inquiring. Hit the subscribe button so you can know, and you can get notifications as to when I'm putting out new videos. Usually I put them out once a week, so stick around for next week. And yeah, remember, think of those questions you'd like to ask me, Camille Who, whether you're just curious about my walk as a performing artist, or if you are a budding artist and wish to ask any questions on performance technique, or how do I get myself into the business, or how do I join the business or get into the business in a godly perspective, in a way that it's not going to get myself in trouble. That's not going to get yourself in trouble or falling into this trap that a lot of performing artists end up falling into, the alcohol and the drugs and the negative parts, the parts that your parents are really afraid of. Like, no, what are you doing? No, not the music business. That's going to mean that you're going to be a drug addict or something. I don't know. This is something that our parents, or definitely my parents, but I know many, many artists and their parents have had the same kinds of concerns, right? You get into the music business, oh no, I know what this means, drugs, right? But anyway, I can help give you some sort of advice as to how to get into it the clean way, how to learn the business for yourself, how to write contracts, all kinds of different little things, tips and tricks, and how to be a professional, how to present yourself, because it's all about presentation too. It's all about who you know and the relationships and how professional you are. Do you go above and beyond? Because these are the things that people keep in the back of their mind. They go, the next time I see that person, or the next time I need that kind of artist, I'm going to make sure I call them. Or the next time I need this kind of thing or that kind of thing, I know who to call, right? It's a small world in the music business. So the network is really important, especially if you are, the network is just important anyway. But if you are a professional artist who goes above and beyond, who sets yourself apart and just really presents yourself as a true professional, that goes a long way. Yeah. For we know all things work together for good to them that love God and to them who are called according to his purpose. All right, y'all. Y'all take care, you hear? This is Camille Who, your performing arts renaissance woman. And I